It was the early morning of December 18, 1995. The calm farmlands of Purulia district, West Bengal, were silent. Suddenly, a few villagers noticed something strange. Something metallic was shining in the field. They walked closer, trying to see what it was. To their shock, they found a rifle lying on the ground. It wasn't like any rifle they had ever seen before. It looked foreign. It was heavy, military grade, and brand new. Soon, more villagers gathered to see it. As they searched around, they found more weapons. Dozens of rifles were scattered across the fields. Within minutes, panic spread through the entire village. People were confused and afraid. The local police were called to the scene. When the police arrived, they made a shocking discovery. They found 35 rifles and several grenades in the nearby pond. No one could understand what was happening. This peaceful village of Purulia had suddenly become a war zone. Something unimaginable had happened overnight. It was the beginning of one of India's biggest mysteries. As the police searched more areas, they found olive-green metal boxes. Each box had a parachute attached to it. Some parachutes were hanging from trees. Others were torn and lying on the ground. In total, 3 parachutes and several boxes were recovered. Inside the boxes were weapons. Real, combat-level military weapons. It was clear that these boxes were airdropped from an aircraft. But no one knew who had dropped them, or why. The police informed higher authorities. Soon, the Indian army arrived. The entire nation started talking about this strange incident. Witnesses said they had seen a plane flying low the previous night. It was flying unusually close to the ground. It made a loud noise and disappeared into the darkness. Was that the same plane that dropped the weapons? No one knew yet. When the crates were opened, investigators were stunned. Inside were 300 AK-47 rifles. There were 25 pistols and 2 sniper rifles. There were 2 night vision binoculars. Over 100 grenades. And 16,000 rounds of live ammunition. The total weight of the weapons was more than 4 tons. It was one of the largest illegal weapon recoveries in Indian history. The media exploded with headlines. Who dropped 4 tons of weapons in Purulia? Who was behind this mysterious airdrop? Investigators began tracking every aircraft that had entered Indian airspace that night. Soon, they found a clue. A Latvian-registered cargo plane, an Antonov An-26, had flown over the area. The plane had taken off from Karachi, Pakistan. It then passed over Varanasi and Purulia. Later, it exited India through Kolkata and headed to Thailand. When the plane landed in Phuket, nothing seemed suspicious. But the flight plan raised eyebrows. The pilot had declared that the final destination was Cambodia. Yet the plane landed in Thailand instead. This false declaration made Indian authorities suspicious. A few days later, the same plane tried to re-enter Indian airspace. This time, it said it was returning to Latvia with a refueling stop in Karachi. But by now, the Indian Air Force was ready. 2 MiG-21 fighter jets intercepted the cargo plane. They forced it to land at Mumbai airport. Once the plane landed, something strange happened. For 45 minutes, it just sat on the runway. No one approached it. No one tried to stop the crew from escaping. Inside the plane were 8 people. Understanding who they were would soon reveal the truth. The first man was Kim Davey, a Danish national. He had worked for 18 years on community projects in different countries. He had even worked in Purulia before, the same place where the weapons were dropped. The second man was Peter Bleach, a British citizen. He was a former member of the SAS, the UK's elite military unit. He now worked as an arms dealer. But later, it was revealed that he was secretly working for MI6, British intelligence. The third man was Deepak Manaktala, a Singapore-based businessman of Indian origin. He was a follower of the Ananda Marga organization. Coincidentally, Ananda Marga's headquarters were very close to the drop site. The remaining 5 people were the Latvian crew operating the Antonov aircraft. During that 45-minute delay, something unexpected happened. Kim Davey quietly escaped. He picked up some documents and walked out of the plane. He disappeared into the city and was never seen again in India. Soon after, the Indian security forces surrounded the plane. They arrested the remaining 7 crew members. When they searched the aircraft, they found photos of Ananda Marga's headquarters. They also found half-burned documents related to weapon shipments. Now, the connection was clear. The people on the plane were linked to the mysterious arms drop. But the real question remained, why did they do it? During interrogation, Peter Bleach revealed shocking details. He said Kim Davey had asked him to arrange weapons from Bulgaria. Davey claimed they were meant for the Bangladeshi military. Bleach admitted he had informed British intelligence about it. But he was told to continue the operation. If the weapons were for Bangladesh, why were they dropped in India? That was the biggest mystery. A later BBC investigation revealed something even more shocking. The weapons were not for Bangladesh. They were meant for the Ananda Marga organization in West Bengal. According to the report, Davey had close ties with the group. He claimed the group's followers were being oppressed by the communist government in Bengal. He said he only wanted to arm them for self-defense. Later, Kim Davey gave an explosive interview. He claimed that even Indian politicians and intelligence officers knew about the drop. He mentioned the name of Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. He also claimed that MP Papu Yadav helped him escape from Mumbai airport. But the CBI completely denied these allegations. They said Davey was lying to avoid extradition. At that time, West Bengal was ruled by the Communist Party of India. The Ananda Marga organization was seen as a political rival. There had been violent clashes between the two groups. Davey claimed he wanted to help the Ananda Marga followers protect themselves. But there was no proof of this claim. Davey also said that powerful people helped him escape India. He claimed a black SUV picked him up from Mumbai airport. He was driven out through a secret route and flown out of the country. He finally reached Denmark and lived there freely. Meanwhile, the others were not so lucky. Peter Bleach, Deepak Manaktala, and the 5 Latvian crew members were arrested. They were charged with conspiracy against India. They were given life imprisonment by the Kolkata High Court. Over time, they were all released. The 5 Latvian crew members were pardoned in 2000 after a request from Russian President Vladimir Putin. Peter Bleach was released in 2004 after pressure from the UK government. Later, a former MI5 agent named Anne Mason confirmed that Bleach had worked for MI6. He had taken part in many covert missions before. India repeatedly requested Denmark to extradite Kim Davey. But the Danish courts refused. They said Davey might face torture or unfair treatment in India. British police later found documents at Peter Bleach's house. They were signed by General Muhammad Shobad al-Buyan of the Bangladeshi military. The weapon crates also had Bangladeshi markings. But Bangladesh denied all involvement and said the documents were fake. Even after 30 years, the Purulia arms drop remains a mystery. Who planned it? Who funded it? Who protected Kim Davey? No one knows for sure. The truth lies somewhere between politics, intelligence, and secrecy. It remains one of India's most mysterious and unsolved cases. If you like this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Luxury Facts Views. We'll see you again with another unbelievable true story.